Hello, grade 11. Today we're going to look at the compare and contrast essay writing guide. It's in Unit 2, Emily Dickinson's section. So we're going to look at some examples and how we can make our writing better when we write compare and contrast essay. So here we're going to identify the differences between compare and contrast writing and other types of writing. We'll look at the transition words and then learn how to write compare and contrast essay and outline an essay. So here, just think about this question. When do you write a compare and contrast essay? So think about it on your own. And when you compare two subjects, you look for things that are the same. When you contrast them, you look for things that are different. So before you write, you can make a plan, 2 columns, similarities and differences. Some pieces of writing both compare and contrast two things in the same paragraph or essay. Writers use transitional words to suggest whether something is being compared or contrasted. So think about this activity. Think about two buildings that you're familiar with. They can be two different homes, two different schools, or any combination of buildings. And write a paragraph that both compares and contrasts the two buildings. So there are two types, two techniques that you can use when you write compare and contrast essay. One is the alternating style, the other is dividing. So there are two methods of writing compare and contrast papers. In the alternating method, you compare and contrast two subjects point by point. So if you're talking about for example, the population of two countries, then you just put this first point in one paragraph and you just compare the two countries in the same paragraph. In the dividing method, you make all of your points about the first subject, then you make all of your points about the second subject. So in one paragraph, you talk about, let's say, Bahrain's history, and then in the second paragraph, you talk about the England's history. So you don't mix them up. You put every point in one paragraph for one topic, and then the second subject, you put it in the other paragraph. So read each short passage. Does it use an alternating or dividing pattern? And you can think about your answers while you are reading it. So my brother Joe is an athlete, while my brother Alan is a scholar. Joe is a vegetarian and a very picky eater. Alan is a fast food junkie. So what is this, like alternating method or a dividing method? The piano is a very versatile instrument. It spans both the bass and treble clefs. You can play single notes or chords, and you can use the pedals to dampen or amplify the sound. A saxophone, on the other hand, is more limited. There's not just one saxophone, there's the alto sax, the tenor sax, and the baritone sax, and each is limited in its range of notes and clefs. You can only play single notes on a sax. There are no pedals, but you can change the way the note sounds by using breathing and reed techniques. So is this alternating or dividing method? And example 3, read this and decide whether it's alternating or dividing method. Stop the video. And this exercise. In the spaces, looking at the transition words like but, whereas, on the other hand, both, on the contrary, you have to write whether it compares or contrasts. So read this paragraph, stop the video and read it, and then answer the questions. Does the paragraph compare, contrast, or both? Does it use the alternating or dividing method of presenting information? So the handouts will be given in the class, And actually in grade 10, you receive some transition words documents and some details about compare and contrast essay. So all of these will be given in the class. So here you can try at home to draft an essay, make your plan, and compare and contrast high school and college, university. So what are the differences? What are the similarities? You have to decide whether you use the dividing method or the alternating method. So go back to the slides and study them again, and then produce your essay. So I will see you in another video session. Goodbye.